Tool groupies, as you know, I've been doing a lot of different jobs as of late. I've been taking on contractor jobs, placing bids, doing remodeling, doing plumbing, electrical, you name it, and I got my hands in on it. Not only will you see automotive, industrial machine, commercial equipment repairs, tool reviews, deal alerts, and much more, you just might learn something by popping the clutch and subscribing to this channel and checking out all these social media platforms. Today, the purpose of this video is not going to be nothing spectacular, but it is going to be some tools that I picked up as of late. In this one particular building, I placed a bid, got 5 different units I'm going to be flipping right after this, and I'm in right now. And instead of packing tools on and off of the job site, I decided I'm going to pick some up to leave on the job site. Got a little service utility cart that I picked up from DeWalt. I've customized it a little bit, mounting a toolbox to it, and I'm going to start buying some tools so I can leave certain things on site. I haven't quite went into detail on this yet, but last year I got robbed right at Christmas Eve. Tens of thousands of dollars of tools of mine got stolen, and I haven't been able to replace them all yet. Learn from my mistakes as I'm going now. I'm going to start buying cheaper tools to leave on the job site. That way I don't always have to pack tools on and off the job site location. Certain things I can risk losing or replacing or breaking or loaning out to other people. Certain things I cannot. In this video, I'm showing you some of the tools that I picked up that I'm going to leave here on site. Get to it and let me show you what I got. You're going to be looking at right now is the tools that I picked up from Tractor Supply under the Jobsmart / Barnstar line. Got this 2-piece groove joint plier set with spud from Tractor Supply. This is the Barnstar edition. This was $9.99 with the V-Jaw design, satisfaction guaranteed. Go over these tools in a little bit more detail in the future, but today I'm just going to kind of go over the tool itself. These are tongue and groove joint pliers with the V-Jaw design. V-Jaw is a very popular tool to have. Now, if you go buy yourself a pair of Channellocks, it's got the V-Jaw design, you're going to pay about $20 for the 10-inch, about $25, $30 for the 12-inch. These for the grand total of $9.98. Can't beat it. You can probably get them for about $7 if they go on clearance. We'll make a video later on kind of going over the differences between cheap tools and the quality of cheap tools versus other name brands, because just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Sometimes you're going to pay a little bit more for something that's got a warranty on it, that's a high-end name brand. It's going to have different comfort grips on it, different types of material. Things like that will definitely fluctuate the quality of the tool and the price point that you're paying for it. That's something we'll cover later on if you're interested in that, because it does make a difference. But right out the gate, I just want to kind of go over the basics right here. Now you can clearly see this is a Milwaukee plier. It's got the V-Jaw design. I've reviewed this tool in the past. I'll link that description box below. But the comfort grips on this is going to be far better than what the comfort grips are on the Barnstar here. That's what you're going to be paying for. You're going to pay for the comfort grips, the Milwaukee name brand, the lifetime warranty, all that sort of stuff. It's going to have better material, better steel, stuff like that. That's what you're paying for with this. Cost you about $20. Been all kinds of electricians over the years that use pliers like this, and you know what? They'd end up cutting the comfort grips off the tip of the handles. That way they can use this particular design right here to knock out the knockouts in electrical boxes. And that's something you get with this set from Barnstar. It does have that capability. On the bottom of these, you can clearly see that you got a flat tip, so you can use that for a pry bar, and then you got a spud on this side. So you can easily use these to knock out the knockouts on electrical boxes as well. You just adjust the jaws up right here, and right there you go. Boom. You can knock them things out easy peasy. Do any sort of painting or anything like that, right there you go. You can put this underneath the lip of it, pry up on it, pop up your paint lid. Tools like this are going to be very useful for a wide variety of different reasons. Comfort grips on these are pretty nice. They're decent. They're not the best in the world. They're not as good as what you'd pay for with the Kobalt, but they're definitely better than what you'd pay for with the Pittsburgh. Now, if you look at the center of these handles on the comfort grip here, you'll notice it's got them crescent moon shapes with ridges. That's because you can grip pipes with this. If you're working on plumbing fixtures, PVC, something like that, you need to hold it without scratching it. You can hold it with that right there. You might be a plumber. You got you some leak lock on hand. You're not able to open up the lid. Right there you go. So squeeze it in between the pliers right here and turn it, and you can twist it open. Or you can put it in between that V-Jaw design, and right there you go. You can see that it grips it on the top and the bottom, similar to what you'll get with any other V-Jaw plier. Like I said, I prefer using a name brand like Channellock more than I do the cheaper name brands. Channellock's usually my go-to plier. But you can literally pick up 4 of these pliers for the price of one of the Channellock 10-inch or the Milwaukee. We got the V-Jaw here, the Irwin Groove Lock Vise grip brand. This is a spectacular tool. Definitely going to pay more for this type of plier than what you will these types of pliers. Like I said, this isn't going to be the be-all, end-all. It's a pair of pliers, cost $10, and I want to find out how well they perform for the price point which I paid for them. They do got the satisfaction guaranteed warranty. If I don't like the way they perform, I can always take them back to the store, get a full refund. Now, being that these are made in China, I already know a few things. They're not the most spectacular in the world. They ain't got no laser edge retching, die stamping, anything like that. So the price point's going to be cheap because they didn't invest in that sort of stuff. So you might actually get a pretty decent quality plier for what you're paying for it, because you're not paying for all the bells and whistles that go with it, such as the name brand, the warranty, the laser retching, the laser hardening of the teeth, or anything like that. It's going to be a basic set of pliers with a decent comfort grip handle with a few features that's going to be beneficial for you. Now, ultimately, whenever you're buying stuff like this, it is going to have some weak spots on it, being that it is Chinese steel. It does mean that the metal on the teeth are going to dull faster. It will be weaker than what you're paying for with something that's made in India, Vietnam, Taiwan, USA, Germany, Spain, Japan, you name it. China's on the bottom of the list as far as their metal quality goes. Teeth on these are nice and serrated. You do got some nice teeth right here. It will grip a wide variety of things. It will wear out faster compared to other brands depending on the country of origin and what you're paying for. Now, the other thing, besides the teeth dulling out, I mean, you can get some good use out of those teeth. The teeth will probably last a lot longer than other things on these particular tools. It does have what's called a hot rivet design. It doesn't got a fastener, but it's got a rivet running through there. You can see it's pretty thick. That thing will wear out with pressure. If you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on these handles and gripping something, forcing it down, prying on it back and forth, eventually over time it's going to work that rivet loose. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the type of tool, the type of metal quality that you're buying. Another thing I'll warn you about, whenever you're applying pressure, you're cramping down on something, you know, these are the tongue and groove joint pliers, so you're going to be adjusting this back and forth. Usually you'll see the metal right here start folding over on the side. It'll get a little bit sharp because as you're pressing down and applying force on something, it's going to start squishing that metal out. That's because it's a softer metal. Like I said, Chinese steel, that's what you're going to expect with these. The good quality pliers will do it too, but not till after many, many years of extended use and abuse. These will see those sorts of problems sooner rather than later. Whenever you're buying pliers like this, you got to have in mind what you're buying them for, what you're using them for. Like I said, these are something I'm going to specifically be using on plumbing fixtures, because I know that they're going to last me a good long time and they're going to hold up for what I need them for. I don't plan on using them in a heavy-duty industrial environment. I plan on using them on plumbing fixtures, light-duty maintenance style work, things like that. And there's one more thing I'm going to touch on these. I do got some Kobalt. The Kobalts are on sale every Christmas. Best time in the world to get them. You can get a 3-pack of them for about $15. But I do want to point out something. Kobalt's also made in China. They do got the lifetime warranty. You are paying for the Kobalt name, the lifetime warranty, the better comfort grips, goes all the way down, straight jaw design. But I do want to point a few things out, that these are probably manufactured in the exact same factory over in China because of how the designs and the hot rivet design and all that sort of stuff's laid out on both these pliers. With Kobalt, you got the chrome nickel plating. It did add chrome nickel plating, so you got that feature you're paying for as well. It's got the laser etching and all that sort of stuff so you can identify. If you look close on this, you can see the serrations in it from where they clean this thing up afterward. So they took a little bit better care of these pliers from Kobalt than what they did these pliers from Jobsmart, because it kind of looks like a wire brush has been run over them after they come out of the forging process. But other than that, I would say that these two are in close proximity to being manufactured in the exact same factory, because you can see the design right here. You can see the design right here on the jaws. They're probably manufactured in the exact same factory, but one has chrome nickel plating, just took care of a little bit better, has different comfort grips than what you're paying for with the Barnstar line. All in all, I would like to hear your opinions. Comment down in the description box below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. The Kobalt, I have warrantied out a few different pairs of them, so they're not the greatest in the world as far as the pliers go. This type of stuff I use on the go for a variety of maintenance style light duty repairs. But I'd like to find out if these things are going to hold up in a decent environment, hold up doing remodeling, light duty plumbing work, things like that. These things will hold up over time with what I'm going to use them for. I'll come back and do a performance review later on. I'll compare them to other tools. We'll talk about them a little bit more. But I figured I would throw it out there for you, because I tell you this much right now, I've had the Pittsburgh Professional and I've compared the Pittsburgh Professional to other tools, and I do think that these are definitely a better buy than what you're buying with Pittsburgh. When you're buying Pittsburgh, it's about $14. You get about 4 pairs of them. You can get them on sale with a coupon, so you can walk away with 4 pairs for about $10. Basically the exact same price point you're paying for 2 pairs of these. With Pittsburgh, you're not getting this type of comfort grip. You're not getting the spuds on the end of them. You don't got a hot rivet running through the center of it. Quality control sucks. I can honestly say that about this set from the Barnstar line. It is a big improvement from the Pittsburgh Professional. You just ain't got all the bells and whistles that comes with the Pittsburgh Pro. As far as my initial first impressions go, I do fully believe that these pliers by Barnstar are definitely a better quality tool than what you're going to get in the Pittsburgh Professional line. And that's based off experience. I've had the Pittsburghs. I've tampered with them before, compared them to other tools before in the past. The Pittsburgh Professional, you're paying for more bells and whistles than you are anything. That lifetime warranty, the name brand, and all that sort of stuff. As far as the quality goes, I do believe that the quality on the Barnstar is much better. It's also better than what the Hyper Tough brand is. I would put the Hyper Tough and the Pittsburgh Pro line in the same category that it would the $5 tool bin. You might go to your local Car Quest, they'll have the Regal line tools, kind of tools that they forge in in a factory, they slap some kind of comfort grips on them, and then they sell them to you. You might be in there and just all of a sudden randomly decide you need a pair of pliers and you only need it for one job and you're going to throw it away afterwards. That's the type of category that the Pittsburgh Pro falls into. Look at brands like Pittsburgh Pro and Hyper Tough. They're not going to be nice and symmetrical. They're not going to sand them down, try to make the jaw smooth or anything like that. They're going to give you the bare minimum tool. Honestly, since I've been looking at these tools, I've been testing them out, checking them out, I can tell you that I like the V-Jaw design. They'll fit a wide variety of different things, different objects, whether it's round pipes, PVC pipes, you're putting them on unions, you got some kind of fitting that you're working with, you're putting them on. They're going to do great for that kind of work. They're definitely going to be a light duty tool. Whenever I was applying pressure to these things and I was pushing down on the handles, just testing them out, there's a lot of flex in the handles. That's because they're not very thick. Whenever you buy a better quality tool in America, Germany, Spain, Japan, whatever the case may be, you got to push down on a good pair of pliers and you're not going to have that much flex in the handle. When you get a cheaper quality plier, it's just natural you're going to have a little bit more flex because the steel is not going to be that strong and it's going to be a thinner made product. And I think these tools are going to be great for do-it-yourself work, light duty work, something you're not going to be using and abusing and beating on and banging on and absolutely depending on to get your job done. I think these tools would be great for a lot of maintenance style work. You need something like that, you can't afford to get yourself a good name brand tool, this might be right up your alley. Personally, I cannot help but to point out the comparisons between the Kobalt brand and this brand from Barnstar. A lot of these tools are made in the same factory. It's difficult to pinpoint which ones comes out of which factory. There's a bunch of different things that you can do to kind of compare where the two fit into place at.
From Jobsmart, it is a 4-piece Pry Bar set, satisfaction guaranteed from your local Tractor Supply. You can use them as Pry Bars, scrapers, or nail pullers. 1700-780 is the model number on this. The set of 4 includes one 11-inch carbon steel flat Pry Bar, one 5-inch carbon steel mini Pry Bar, one 9-inch stainless steel Pry Bar, and a 7-inch stainless steel Pry Bar. Stuff like this for certain trades because they do have a purpose, and whenever it comes to this type of kit, it only cost me about $6, and you really can't beat that for the price point that I got these at. Normal retail price was right at $10. They got deals like this that you can use for 100 different things. Why not try stuff like this out? You're going to want to have it as opposed to not having it whenever you need it. Especially since I've been doing a ton of remodeling jobs as of late. I've been contracting myself out, doing a ton of different gigs, and little stuff like this, well, it's going to help make me money until I buy something better.
Been putting some of these tools to work that we reviewed that I showed you earlier, like these things right here. I have used the far out of these things. They're great for tearing this baseboard off the wall. You're doing remodeling and stuff like that. These things that come in handy time and time again. They're actually decent quality steel, and I would recommend picking them up for the price point that you're going to pay for those. I've pulled nails off wall. I've popped open paint cans. I've popped open beer bottles. There's nothing like having little pocket pry bars, and these things are good quality for what I'm using them for. You want something better, definitely check out Estwing. That's my recommendation. Got was this little pick set here from Harbor Freight. Everybody knows the infamous pick set from Harbor Freight. These things are like $1, and I tell you what, for the price point you're paying for them, you absolutely cannot beat them. I picked them up, marked them with my initials, and then took them straight to work. They are great to pull little seals and O-rings and to pick stuff out and hard to reach places, all that sort of stuff. Plus, they're $1. If I lose them, break them, anything like that, it's not going to hurt me any at all. And I got some ignition wrenches, but I figured I could always use more. This is a 10-piece micro combination wrench set with rack. SAE size only. They did have the metric. Got it from Tractor Supplies, you see right there, for $5. The reason I wanted these, because there's certain situations you get into, especially the type of work that I'm getting into now. I'm going to frequently be getting into tight, hard to reach spaces that a ratchet's not going to reach, a wrench is not going to reach, unless it is a micro wrench. This thing is perfect. I don't care if you're switching doors on the refrigerators, you're cutting in behind the sheetrock, trying to get to a Fernco, you got water clamps to get to, something like that. These are going to do good on that job, and that's why I picked them up, and they're going to do perfectly fine for what I need them for. Once again, it ain't going to cost me that much money. If I lose them, if they break, all that sort of stuff, I've not got much invested in these, so no problem. They're going to do the job that I intend to use them for. Stay tuned to the Backwoods Mechanic channel, because we got plenty more coming up.